Hey there, everybody. Parks Ousley with Upcomer, and I'm joined by Olleh, the support for Golden Guardians once again. Welcome back to NA. Welcome back to the LCS.
Thank you.
Congrats on your first win back in NA. How did that game feel? How did it feel to get a win again?
I mean, it's like we should have won last week against like C9 and FlyQuest, but I think we were not a better team. So we were, even though we were winning like gold lead, like 3K gold against C9 and then 7K gold against Fly.
Yeah.
We actually threw the game away for enemy, but yeah, I think that was like my 3 days scream and then play just like stage games, and I only had like one Yumi game before the stage, and I have zero game on Rakan, so it was a really tough situation for me. So I can count, that was on me too, because, lack of the practice. But I think today, I got a Leona game, and it feels pretty great because I used to play Leona in Korea solo queue before. So yeah, I feel good today.
Yeah. We're going to talk about Korean solo queue in a little bit. But first, before we get into everything else, I feel like we have a lot to catch up on.
Yeah.
You obviously, for your fans who, I guess who weren't here years ago, you played in the LCS for a while.
Yeah.
You've been gone for a few years.
Yeah.
So can you very quickly give us a quick rundown of like everything that happened, all the like major
really
events or anything, in like 1 minute, what happened in the last couple of years?
Okay, so 2017 I joined LCS, and then somehow we went to World Championship. It was my first year of LCS, and the second year, me and W played together, and we made MSI and World Championship. Even though we didn't get out of group, that was sad. And then after that year, I wanted to not play, but like I got offer from GGS, and then my other people were saying like you should try again. So I joined GGS and I play 1 year, but I think end of the GGS year I kind of lost my motivation to play. So yeah, and then next year and then I end up being on academy end of the 2020, and then I joined Dignitas Academy. So it's like I pretty slowly lost my motivation to play, and I kind of realized myself like not having passion as like when I was like 20 years old. So I decided back to Korea and then see if like what I can do. So I was learning programming, C++, Unreal Engine, making some metaverse stuff, VR game. But in the end, I realized it's like, oh my God, I actually love to play League of Legends professionally. So I want to try again. So yeah, I was like, after 6 months of the learning programming, I start to grind so hard in Korea solo queue. Literally play like 30 games a day, like literally 30 games.
Oh my God.
Like,
well, I guess there's like a high forfeit rate there.
Yeah, like
so
my minimum
easier.
was like 20, like maximum was 30 games a day, like literally just like drinking coffee or, like energy drink like every day, and then just like, I was like most gameplay support in Korea solo queue, I think. It was like 2,700 total on one account. And then I have a Smurf. So it's like I play like 3,000 games like for 6 months. So
wow.
Yeah, and then GGS asked me like, they asked, are you gonna play or I'm just like playing for fun, like, And I told them like I really want to play professionally, like I really want to win. And yeah, and the GGS thankfully gave me offer. So yeah, I grabbed the chance, and then let's do it.
And here you are.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that was pretty fast. So, rewinding a little bit, GGS asked you, like they reached out to you. Wow.
Yeah.
Had you been in contact with teams? Like, were you already looking for stuff, or were they just like they asked you and you hadn't even like gotten things ready?
So they asked me. Actually, our head coach asked me, "Are you gonna be play seriously or not?" And then I told him like my side, like really transparently, and then and then he said, "Yeah, I want to play with you." So and then, it's like it's just better to join a team which is like, oh, maybe after this guy gone, left this support. Like usually teams pick up play like that, but like. This GGS team was like, oh, I want to play with Olleh. And then I rather to join a team which want to have me as a team player. So yeah, I'm really lucky to be here.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a really good story. Thank you. Well, I'm glad they picked you up. I think it's been really fun having you back.
Yeah.
It's only been a couple games. Going back to Korean solo queue.
Yeah.
you got to like 4th on the ladder or something.
It's like rank 8 first, and then somehow, some people lost, so I got rank 3 at one point, and I start to play like random stuff, so I start to lose. So, I was like up and down, But my highest peak was like rank 3,
Wow.
like 1,380 point. So yeah, it was pretty, good time, yeah.
That's really good times for sure. How has it been coming back to NA? Obviously, you had to go to NA solo queue for a while, but there's also the challengers queue.
Yeah.
Or champion queue. I keep saying challengers because in my head it's like
it's
challenger.
Yeah.
So that's for champions queue.
Or you just say CQ. It's
CQ.
same CQ. Yeah.
Yeah, just CQ.
Yeah.
How has that been for you?
I mean, it's like in Korea solo queue, it's like you are facing against like really insane player. Like it's like one day the funny story is like when I got autofill, I usually pick support AD. And then whenever I go AD, my enemy is like Deft or ruler. It's like, how can I play? Then I was like, okay, fine. Then I will go mid. And at that time, Galio mid was kind of famous. So I'm going to play mid Galio and Marjahar. My enemy was Showmaker and Chobi. Because I was like rank 10-ish. So they were like rank 10-ish too. So I like, my enemy is like Showmaker. Like, how the fuck I can win them, Then I was like, okay, fine. Okay, I go top. And then my enemy is like Khan. It's like really unplayable. Like Khan, Hoya, like whatever top player. So I was like, okay, now I start to dodge no matter what. So
You just have to dodge.
I have to dodge. So like when I get autofill, I literally don't think about whatever. I just dodge and just wait for 30 minutes or whatever. But in NA, it's like solo queue. Solo queue is fine, but I think champion queue is a more exciting to play, especially for I think amateur player. It's like if they join champion queue, you can actually listen to the communication, how pros are talking to make a play, how they move, So I think it'll be really good for the amateur player, I can tell. Like also it's good for pro player, but I think the amateur and young people will have more benefit from it.
Yeah. I haven't looked at every single rule. I've looked into a lot of it. Do they allow duo queue and champions?
I think they say they will allow one day the duo queue, but now it's not allowed.
Okay.
So.
Because I know that obviously in high elo solo queue they got rid of duo queue.
Yeah.
So it would be nice if you and Lost could like play together in a solo queue.
Yeah, I mean we will have more time to play together. Yeah.
Someday. So how has it been then, kind of reestablishing the pro gamer life? After a year off, 6 months of studying really hard in programming, and then 6 months of grinding solo queue all the time. What is it like now that you're in a competitive environment? You've got a team. You can't just do whatever you want in your schedule.
Yeah.
How's that been?
So it's like when I was playing in Korea, it's like my daily life was like just get up around like 11 a.m. and then just eat some breakfast, and then usually Korean challengers start to play around like 2 p.m. So I start to queue up 2 p.m. and they play till 4 a.m. That was like my literally every day. And then sometimes skip the dinner because I want to play one more. So it's like, it was my whole day. And I think now my schedule is kind of similar, but it's like more like stable because it's like usually people scream around 12 and then our team has team meeting around 11. And then after scream done, it's like 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And then you have champion queue. So it's like I get up, take a shower, come to office, play till like 1 a.m. Like scream, champion queue, go back home, sleep, same.
So just the same.
So the same, yeah.
You just have people to talk to now.
Yeah, like you whole day talking because champion queue you have to talk, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's like in Korea I was just play by myself like this, but and then I was like, oh hey guys, let's do this every day, like 24 hours. Yeah.
I guess that gives you really good insight on like the amateur players that are actually good, that like know what they're talking about, that have like a good mind for the game.
Yeah.
So that's I guess another positive for them at least, because
Yeah,
they can like
so.
show off their not only their mechanical skill and things like that, but also their game knowledge.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be really fun. Obviously, we're only in the first week, but I'm really excited to see what that does for the region. Speaking of, NA, how does it feel this year compared to a year here before? Because we've obviously imported a lot more players.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are talking about how exciting it is, and maybe it's a little bit stronger than it was last year, a few years ago.
It's like when I came 2017, like at the time every player had the kind of name on it. It's like you know, when my teammates were like Poverter, Dardog, you know, Cody-san, and then Flame, you know, everyone had name. And when I look at other team, they all have name, and they were kind of play kind of long year. But now when I see like player in LCS, like I'm not saying like they have no name. It's like they're pretty brand new to me. So I never seen who's that, like some EG mid, like Flycast mid. Like I never seen them before, and then they were like actually play really good, and I was like, where did they come from, you know? But it's really very it's like in Korea also same thing happened. It's like there are new names coming up. It's like young blood. So I feel like me, Apromu, Core JJ is like playing against like young blood-ish. You know, it's like I think that's kind of fun story. It's like I saw the Twitter. It's like Boomer versus Joomer or something. So it's like I'm down to play with the Joomer.
Yeah, Impact. I spoke with Impact recently, and he was just like, oh my God, like all the Zoomers on my team.
Yeah.
You know, he's been playing for like 10 years or something, and he's got like a 17-year-old mid laner.
Yeah.
It's really funny, and everything that he does, he's always yelling at his team to be quiet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like if you, I think it's on like EG's Twitter and on like LCS Twitter.
Yeah.
But if you ever like see him in a video in like the EG facility, he's like, "Shut up! Stop talking!
Really?
I'm trying to do an interview." And they're just always yelling.
It's like fucking kindergarten or something.
Well, anyway, so what was the thing about being a professional player that you missed the most?
I think it's about one game counts a lot. That means it's like, you know, when you lost solo queue game, you know, it's okay. It's like you win again, you know? But it's like stage game is like cost actually something. It's like if I lost today, how I'm gonna feel? It's like whole week I'll be like feel like really trash. It's like, oh my God, I'm like 0-3, and then I really fucked up my play, and then there will be in my head. But it's like solo queue, it's like once you lost, it's like even though I fucked up, I'm like, yeah, that was my mistake. You know, I can go next. You know, I'm sorry, my former teammates. You know, but yeah, I think stage game really means a lot to actually fans and even, you know, GGS people. So I really miss that, how important one game counts as a gamer.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I did not expect that answer. I don't know if many other people would say that. I like that though.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, thank you. Is there anything else before we leave? Maybe, you know, I'll talk some, you know, I mentioned you don't get to do a queue with Lost. How has that relationship kind of been forming? Because you've still only been here like 2 weeks or something.
Going to be 2 weeks tomorrow, I think. Yeah. Almost, yeah.
So how has that been?
I mean, like the first day and second day of Scream was really, really worse for me. Like really bad for me, because like me and Lawrence didn't click at all. So like I go in, he was backing off. So I was like, hey, what the f-? Like we can kill him. And he was like, oh, I thought you were just trying to farm, you know. So we had really some misunderstanding of each other. So it was really, you know, the atmosphere was pretty bad. But now we understand each other. So we are like, even today, hey, they're gonna gank ball. We have to 2v3. I'm down, you know. So we are really in the same page right now. So I think in the future, me and Lawrence will show really lots of good play together. So yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was an exciting play for sure. Obviously getting a double kill in a 2v3.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. More of the rank 3 Korean solo queue.
Yeah, the best OC player, yeah.
But yeah, anyway, thank you again so much for the interview.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to say to fans who are like, Olleh's back?
I mean, it's like I've been here for only 2 weeks, and then I had like 7 times of the scrim. So it's like I had only like 35 screen game. So I like compared to other players, you know, I need to do more. Like I need more time to adapt like this situation. So I think, you know, when I just joined IMT 2017, I was like, my team was 7th place. And then in summer, you know, we got to World Championship. So, but I think what I can tell now is like, compared to 2017, like I pretty like really faster to adapt, you know, new situations. So yeah, I think our GGS will have really, really insane potential to make it out. So, and I believe it's on me because I'm the oldest player in my team. So, yeah, I really have to focus on our situation, and our team will do really great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Best of luck. Thank you again for the interview. Thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, and check out all the rest of the content, and we'll catch you next time.